Hi, all of the sign of Libra. This is Zaida Velgara here from Becoming I Am to give you your message for July 2026. I hope you enjoy it. Now, for all you newcomers, thank you for being here. But also, let me give you the rundown of how this works. I use astrology to give you your overall message, usually picking 3 to 4 events of the month that can be significant shifts of energy and how it will affect you, using tarot and oracle, sometimes some charms, just whatever kind of calls me. Okay. I only do one reading a month because I just don't feel like going through all the zodiac signs in both English and Spanish every single day. So I just do one a month, but it gives you an overall gist of what you will be confronting. Remember that, or just a 411, I am a healer, but I also am a therapist. And I've also had a lot of history working in clinical lab. So this reading will not just be mystical, it will embody all the different aspects of myself that I have had throughout my life. So, thank you for being part of this community. And let's start. July 7th. July 7th, which is next week, about Tuesday, the Neptune will be in Aries. Sorry. I don't know if you're even hearing this music because I try to use my noise canceling microphone, but just in case. Um, Neptune will be in Aries and it will be in retrograde. So this is important because it will be affecting you all the way till December 12th. Um, give or take, maybe less for some, maybe more for others, etc. But the significance about this time is that the last time this happened was in 1861 through 1865, which was when we had the American Civil War. I'm not saying all of you are good are in America, but I am saying that that kind of energy is present. This is an internal battle about you facing you, the you that denied all the things they've seen, all the things they've heard, and all the truth that people, places, things, and energies have shown you, and kind of having a really strong reality check. So I want to see how it's going to affect you. And for some strange reason, from all the decks, I have like a whole mess of decks over here that I prepare for when I do these readings. I wanted to do the love one. So I think this is somebody that you hold very hard, strong in your heart that you're going to get a wake up call from. And it might be positive. So Libra, let's find out. Okay, we have kisses. Um, unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. So it's a positive thing so far. Ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expanding, new phase, preparing for union. And then we have camera, reminiscing, keepsakes, perception, learning from the past, make memories. Okay, I don't know why for somebody here I'm seeing marriage. So it feels like a commitment, a marriage. Now, not everybody wants to get married, and I'm not talking about marriage in the romantic sense. This can also be a contract that you are making. So the kisses is something where something is really calling your attention. They're talking to you, you're talking to them, you're talking business, and possibility getting the business offer, etc., etc. And this opportunity for this new position that you might be interested in back and forth, it will be an ascension, so it will be elevating your frequency. And they're telling you not to forget the memories of the past. You've experienced a lot of things in the past, and some of these things can more positive, some are negative, but all of them helped shape you and you can't forget them. Now, if it is romantic, vice versa, you have this energy where you've been dating for a while, you're very interested. It sounds like this the energy of this relationship is going to be going to the next level, and there is good, you're moving to the next level. Just remember the things that held you up in the past, let's not do that again. Okay, so this is interesting because I did feel like a partnership here, and that's why I introduced the work situation, because it feels romantic in the way that you are desiring it, but it doesn't feel romantic in the way that feels like a relationship. But it's maybe my frequency. Who knows? Everybody's a little different, right? So let's find out What's going on with this? And maybe we'll find out through the tarot if it's business related or love related, because it kind of feels kind of like both. Okay, so this is interesting because this is the Seven of Inspiration, which would be the Seven of Wands. And the thing about this card is the lady, do you see the star in the back? That reminds me of Aquarius. And we're going to be talking about later in the month, like July 26th, about how the nodes are shifting, and that Aquarius thing is going to be really open. Very open. It's going to be affecting this frequency very strongly. But do you see how she is kind of taking the two, I want to say curtains, and pulling them to this different sides and kind of stepping into a new reality? I feel like whatever this is, you've been blocked from it for a very long time. Wow. We have the Three of Inspiration in reverse. This is the Three of Wands in reverse. This is talking about moving the obstacles that have not allowed this opportunity to come forward. And this came also reverse, and it's the Strength in reverse. And when I see the Strength in reverse, is actually a good thing. I know that people say, oh, strength is really good. But for me, whenever you need to exert your will upon something, is because there's going to be restrictions to your will, and you have to stand very strong on it. So you have to confront those, let's call demons, or opposing energies that might be coming towards you. And what I'm seeing in this energy is the energy of, there has been a lot of blocks to this shift ascension process that you are having in some kind of relationship. It has been blocked so long. I'm talking about you have put in the effort. It's been so hard. And it looks like it also blocked like other, I want to say, opportunities in your life. So this relationship isn't only, and this is why I'm feeling it's not just romantic. It feels very business. And I feel like I know what it is. So do you know how when you meet somebody, let's say a partner or something, and you're about this life, like this separate life over here, doing your thing, blah blah blah, whole mess of stuff, and then you happen upon the path of this person. It's never happened upon it, but we're just gonna say that. And when you get to know them, you get to hang out, you get to do all kinds of stuff, and then all of a sudden you get introduced to a whole new world, kind of like Aladdin, right? Um, and when you get entered into that whole new world, you start realizing that there's new opportunities that open for you. There are new ways that you can move forward in career, in your social life, in all kinds of aspects of your life. This relationship, the reason why it was being so held back, had more to do um, with everything else that is linked to it, not just the relationship. And I hope you understand what that means. Look at that. And we have the Four of Inspiration. And that is what I'm talking about, because the Four of Inspiration is the Four of Wands. Mind you, there's a lot of wands here. There's wands and fire with the energy of strength. That's the energy of Leo, another fire. But do you see how it's like a stone place floating in the nothingness, and there's four people in a circle that are creating the four pillars? Um, I feel very strongly that you're one of four, right? So in the introduction of you in this partnership, you then became part of a little group that became like four people or more. And it's a new foundation and a new start that you're going towards. See, this is what I'm saying. It didn't just feel like romantic. It felt like there's a big, strong heart space on it, where it can be a strong friend group, like a new friend that introduces you to all these kinds of people. And it's like you were really drawn to them, like if you knew them from another life, and then it just grows into something more. It can be a romantic thing, but it can also be a business thing, where somebody talked to you and they're like, oh, I really think that you would be really great for this position. You go there and all of a sudden you're entering a whole new reality, and you're one of four that's something I just keep hearing when I see that card. The next thing is the Page of Inspiration. Again, another Wands card. Your energy is very influenced by, if you look at the astrology, I put on the daily, I try to put a video of like an astrological update, what's going on in the astrology, so you're aware of how people will be reacting in that energy and how you got to keep yourself in check so that you don't lose yourself and everybody else is crazy. Um, but one of the biggest things that are happening is that the energy of Leo, which is the lion, is expanding in Jupiter. And that is very great in the aspect of you're shining stronger, you're drawing things more towards you because your inner light is showing, but it also reveals people that are kind of narcissistic around you. So it's kind of good in both ways because then you know who you have to remove. So that energy seems to be influencing very strongly here because there's a lot of fire in this reading. And that's unusual because you're an air sign. But the fact that there's fire and air means that it's just going to get that much bigger because you know you need air for fire to get bigger. And right here with the Page of Inspiration that came next, I feel like this is an initiation for you. Again, this relationship is not just about the relationship. This friendship is not just about the friendship. This contact agreement that you're making with another person is not about that. There's so much more that's underneath it that I think it's opening you up to a whole new world. Then we have the Three of Cups, which is the Three of Emotions. And the Three of Emotions for me is talking about happiness. It's talking about joy. It's talking about you being really submerged in your feelings, but the feelings are changing from something that felt limited, restricted, or constantly fighting some kind of war in your mind, in your spirit, in your surroundings to something that just feels easy. And I'm not saying you're not going to do work because that is total BS if anybody tells you that, because this is a school and you will always have to do some work, but a different kind of work, because before it felt like struggle, like coming out of the trenches, like you were entering in, I mean, trying to get out of war. And this one feels more like work that just feels good to do because it's easy. In the bottom, I do see an offer, Ace of Materials, which is the Ace of Pentacles. I do see happiness from that because we have the 10 of Cups. I mean, come on now. And we also have the 9 of Inspiration. And I feel like the 9 of Inspiration, which is the 9 of Wands again, you are absolutely not going to let anybody block you from being able to walk forward on this. Something big's entering your life, Libra. It's big and it's connected to another person. And it feels like a relationship. So it does feel like it's a friend that's introducing you to this, like it's a partner that's introducing to this. And it's a big, big phase of shifts in your future. The second event that we're going to be looking at is on July 14th. This one has a new moon in Cancer. But what makes this new moon in Cancer so significant is that not only is the new moon in Cancer, but the Mercury retrograde is also in Cancer. And the sun, which is the thing that adds fuel to everything and opens your eyes even more, is doing a conjunction. So making friends with Mercury. Literally, I told you that if you guys see the astrology, that Mercury retrograde this year is all about revealing things that you do not want to see. Like, those red flags that you ignore because, oh, that's just the way the person is or whatever. But now really seeing it, or the red flags that you have within yourself that you've ignored, right? Where you judge people, places, things, and energies incorrectly because of your own personal wounds. And now you're starting to really, really see them. And it's being amplified by both the new moon and the sun. So it's kind of eclipsing something out. It's pretty big. And so I want to see how it will be affecting you. How will this affect my Libras? But I have to tell you, even though I am reading this for you and whatever, I just feel very, I want to say flatlined. Like, nah, I feel stoic. I don't feel like my energies are moving up and down and whatever, just very balanced. So This is the emotional roller coaster and the Three of Swords. Because you're seeing the big picture. So I feel like you're going to be a little bit emotional when this moon comes up, all the way till the full moon comes, and that's in the end of the month. But you're going to be a little emotional because you're finally getting the big picture. You're finally realizing why everything was held back for so long. I feel genie in the lamp. I just finished mentioning Aladdin in the last one, 777. So this is the lucky number 7, and the energy of the tornado and chaos. And ironically, okay, today the sirens have been going off twice already where I'm at because of the tornado warnings, because it was hot and then it started raining. So I feel like when you figured it out, you see the big picture, why it was that this was being held back from you, you know, this happy relationship, this movement forward, or whatever. You're getting the big picture. It actually gives you a lamp, like the genie in the lamp, where you can make wishes, and the wishes are going to be aligned to your divine alignment, but also to your abundance. And abundance for me doesn't necessarily mean moolah, you know, a lot of money, money, money. No, for me, abundance means anything that makes me feel safe, anything that makes me feel secure, anything that makes me feel like I don't need or want for anything, because I know that either if I need something, I can get it. If I want something, it is all I have to put forth is a little bit of effort, and it is easily available for me, but also feeling that sense of security. And so Cancer for me, the sign of Cancer represents the base chakra, which is in the end of your colon. Um, and that has to be with the fundamental relationships that you have around you that creates a sense of security around you. And when I see the 777, it does feel like that. It feels like a sense of security all around you. But I do feel that energy that is chaotic around you with that energy of the tornado. And I want to know why that's coming up. So, okay. It's because I keep telling, they keep hearing, hear them say, no, not that one. Okay, why is the tornado coming up here as the end of this pyramid after seeing your big picture and whatever? I heard clearing away things for something bigger. So the tornado is the Ace of Cups. That for me is super significant because the Ace of Cups is talking about an overflow of emotions. So if it is the wake up call that you needed that makes you rage out in such a way where you're like, I flippin' have had it. I will never do this again. I will never talk to this person. I will never go in that energy. I don't care if this is the last drink of water I will have in my life. I will absolutely not go there to get it. So that's one way. Or you can be in the energy of loss, where you're very, very sad because you know this is over and it's not going to start again. Or it can be a wealth of like joy and happiness and love. It doesn't matter, but it's a surplus of emotions. And that's why I'm seeing the tornado here. Tell me more about those emotions. Because you're entering a whole new world, we have the world, and a world that Five of Pentacles. And Five of Pentacles for me is talking about a world that cost you leaving something behind. What are you leaving behind? That's why the turbulence. Eight of Swords. That's I just said that's why the turbulence, and we have the Eight of Swords, and Eight of Swords is being trapped in your head. So your emotions are trapping you in your head because you're finally getting your wish fulfillment, but it's causing turbulence. The Magician card, which is the creator in this one. Oh, look, these two came up. And then we have the Empress in reverse and the Two of Blades in reverse. Because I feel that you're feeling unworthy, or that you're not going to be good enough, or that you're not going to be able to reach all the expectations that are going to be given to you in this new role that's going to give you this abundance. So this is imposter syndrome. And the bottom of the, and this is, see, I told you this is work related because we have the 8 of Pentacles and then we have the Justice card, which is you, a new job for my Libras. And we have Hermit with the Knight of Coins. And they're telling you that this is actually the new phase that you're going into that is going to help you reveal more things that are hidden within you, but it's not going to be overnight. Kind of like how it wasn't overnight to where you got up to now. So I think that the tornado is your emotions. You know it's coming. You know that this is something you deserve, but inside of you, you're kind of like, what if I don't cut it? What if everything goes bad? What if I miss out? What if like everything flops and now I close the door to this thing in the past and now what's going to happen to me? So there's the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and what ifs very, very, very strong in your energy around July 14th. Then the next thing that I'm seeing is July 26th. And this is the one we mentioned in the beginning that has an influence here. The first thing I want to talk to you about is that Saturn will go in retrograde in Aries. And this is important because now this is activating the great reset that happened on February 20th that initiates a very long cycle. And that is removing, shattering, and destroying fake masks. You know those people that talk about fake it till you make it and the pretend happy family and the pretend close community and all that kind of stuff? That's going away. And everybody is going to fall where they're supposed to fall based on that mask coming off. And to add more fuel to the fire, we have 18 months that are influenced by a shift of our nodes. Our nodes right now are the North Node being in Pisces, and that one's going to shift into the sign of Aquarius. Pisces, for me, is the difference between the Wizard of Oz and the Green Witch that actually had magic. The Wizard of Oz just used emotions, somatic work, and smoke and mirrors to make you believe that he had magic. But the Green Witch actually had the magic. And this is the difference between the two, because one was you believing it's your intuition, but it's actually somatic work that has to do with your wounds and your doubts and your fears and your worries. And the other ones is the activation of your true creative force and your inner child and your authentic power being revealed. There's a shift there. And now the south nodes, which usually go through the shadow aspect, we have Virgo, which is a lot of planning, a lot of ideas, but never leaving idea island, into the energy of Leo, which is your ego. And so I think that first of all, there's going to be a move of being independent, creative, and free when before you want to be part of the group. But then there's also that fear of letting your head get too fat and falling into a trap that way. So there's always that balance because you are the scales. So you know about balance. So I'm going to see how this is going to be affecting you. Oh, look at that. I just wanted two. That was crazy. Now, things closest to me are sooner. Things farther away from me are farther in time. And the first thing that flies out is the sign of Sagittarius. And you're just going to believe me because you're not going to be able to see it here. And the second one is a rune that's significant for protection. So, because I don't lie to y'all, I don't know all the names of these guys. Um, but this room specifically, it is called, where are you, child? It is called Algies, and Algies is protection. It's literally, I'm seeing the energy of Sagittarius strong here, and I'm seeing the energy of being protected very strong here. And the protection seems to be going for a long distance because there was a big separation between the two. If we were thinking about that, for the energy of Sagittarius falls within November and December. And I told you that these energies, oh, I forgot to tell you about the Saturn retrograde. The Saturn retrograde lasts until December 20th. So Saturn retrograde and Neptune retrograde are going to last till December. So it seems like you're going to be protected through that whole entire time, because November, December is the Sagittarius energy, and we have protection way after. So, and let's find out more about what they want to tell you about this, how this is going to be affecting you. Wow, we have the Tower jump in here. That is a shocking revelation, or a shocking truth, or a shocking event that shifts different things in your life and frequency. So, okay, we have the Page of Pots, which is the Page of Cups, a message. This is the shocking message you're going to be receiving. Okay, two things happen. We have the Five of Swords in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse. This is the protection energy. It seems like a message wants to come towards you. It can be an offer or whatever, but it can be somebody trying to call you, somebody trying to contact you, or whatever. And with the Ten of Swords in reverse, this is stabbing a person in the back, something ending, something that is negative that is going to be sent towards you. But in the reverse, it's kind of like it missed you. And it missed you because you never got the message that was being sent. And from the Magician, and this is the energy of Pisces, where I told you the Magician is kind of like the wizard from the Wizard of Oz. It's only smoke and mirrors. So if it was an offer, they were going to offer you a lot and give you nothing. If it was a person that is a little bit more narcissistic, it's making you use one of your emotions against you so that they can manipulate your movement forward. Queen of Poles, that is the Queen of Wands. And in this, I'm seeing that you are standing pretty strong. And now we have the Three of Poles upright. When we had it in the beginning of July, we saw it that it was in reverse. So the opportunities were still being blocked and restricted. And here is when they start flowing. On the bottom of the deck, still I see you very struck in your emotions, because we have the Ace of Cups again. And then we have the Ace of Swords. You're caught in your emotions because there's so much you're finally seeing correctly. And the Strength card. And the Strength card this time is upright. And that means, and because you're revealing so many things, and because you have so many emotions behind it, you're strong in your stance of how you're going to be able to move forward in this situation, but it's going to take everything in you not to react to what is around here. The Nine of Cups followed the Death card. That's a wish for something to end. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. What is being blocked is probably some kind of gossip or some kind of limitation that somebody's going to try to do to try to stop you from receiving what you're supposed to receive. But you're going to be protected. But it's going to piss you off. I'm not going to lie, because we have the Ace of Cups followed by the Ace of Wands. It's going to piss you off that somebody would want to stop your happiness after it took you so long to get there. It just doesn't feel right. And then we have the Eight of Cups walking away, Seven of Cups from this investment, because High Priestess, because it's better just to walk away than get involved. High Priestess is Oye mire calla. It's the three monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. I think that that's the reason why it's going to be blocked from coming towards you. You're going to find out afterwards what was being done to try to block you. You're going to find out afterwards. But I think that they're not going to let you know, like your guides are going to protect you so that you don't get it during, so that you don't shoot yourself in your own foot. Because I know me, some Virgos, and some Virgos. I don't know why I called you Virgo. I know me some Libras, and though you're the sign of balance, though you're the sign of justice, you're also like a sign that when somebody takes you out of balance, you can lose it. And you make sure that these people pay for making you lose it. So stay calm. Ignore it. The universe is taking care of it. Gus, whatever you want to call it. Gus, God, universe, or your higher self are taking care of it. I hope this helps.